What's going on? Vincent Rapisardi, BigBlueUnbiased.com. Thank you to those who've liked, commented, and subscribed. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure to turn notifications on so every time I post, you get a notification. And you can join in on the conversation. We're starting to build a good community here on YouTube. So the Giants have signed Devonta Freeman, the running back. They add him to their group of backs, some veteran backs, Gallman, Lewis, and now Freeman. So this move is interesting because I think back to last season in one specific game. The Giants were playing the Patriots on Thursday night. Gallman was hurt and Barkley was hurt, and the Giants, for whatever reason, decided not to sign a veteran running back. They went into the game with John Hillman and Elijah Penny. And John Hillman lost a fumble. He looked terrible. I remember doing a video where open hole, and he just decided to go another way. I remember him playing terrible. And I'm wondering, like, you went into a game against the Patriots of all teams on the road, and you just decided not to sign a veteran running back with Barkley and Gallman out. So this move, I feel like, and I could be completely wrong on this, but I feel like they looked back, at last year and said, okay, let's not make the same mistake twice. So if we look at Devonta Freeman, last year, 3.6 yards per carry, 4.4 yards per touch, so didn't play that well. He's an older running back. 3 times over the course of his career, he averaged over 5 yards per touch, but that was years ago. So again, if you're the Giants, you're not expecting too much. You're just expecting someone who can add depth. Now, if I were the Giants, I would make Wayne Gallman the bell cow back. And when I say bell cow, I mean at least 10-plus carries, double-digit carries each and every week. If we go back to Wayne Gallman's rookie season in 2017, 5 times, he carried the football at least 10 times, double-digit times, 5 times, and he averaged 4.5 yards per carry. He was a fairly good running back in those large sample size games. That season, he also caught 34 passes, so he showed the ability to be a somewhat consistent receiver as well, which you need in the NFL these days. You need to be a running back if you want to be a starter and a bell cow kind of back. You need to be able to catch the football well as run the football well, obviously. And even going back to last season, we saw Gallman step in for Barkley against the Redskins, and he performed fairly well at 2 touchdowns, averaged less than 4 yards per carry, but I think many people were impressed with the way he performed in that game. The Giants also obviously have Dion Lewis, who I consider just more as like a pass catcher, good pass blocker kind of running back. He wouldn't be someone that I would trust consistently every week to carry the football, to run the football 10-plus times. Again, I would save that role for Wayne Gallman. So that's kind of how I view the Giants running back situation at the moment. Again, Devonta Freeman, I just consider a depth piece at this point in time. We'll see if he looks like he's still in football shape and he's ready to go. I mean, well, obviously it depends on performance, but if I were the Giants right now, I would have on my depth chart Wayne Gallman 1, Dion Lewis 2, and Devonta Freeman 3 until he can really prove himself with the Giants. So aside from the running back situation, there was something I had proposed on Twitter regarding the Giants receiving situation. And this isn't a report. This isn't what I'm hearing or anything. It's just what I think will happen. And I do think the Giants will trade for a receiver at some point this season. And I say that because the Giants need to know 100%. They need to be certain that Daniel Jones is their future, that he is their franchise quarterback, and I think most people would agree that he probably is. But you don't want to be the GM that looks back, did we give him enough pieces to be the guy? Did we put him in the right position as a young quarterback where he could truly succeed? If you look back at last season, Evan Ingram missed a bunch of times. Sterling Shepard missed a bunch of times. Golden Tate was suspended for 4 games. He also missed a game with an injury, so he missed a good amount of time. Barkley missed some games, and even when he came back, he was still hurt. So there were a ton of injuries, and Daniel Jones wasn't really put in a great situation with his playmakers because they really weren't on the field. So if I'm the Giants, I'm seriously considering adding a playmaker. Barkley is out for the rest of the year, so you don't have his running or receiving talent. Sterling Shepard's hurt again, and he's going to miss multiple weeks. Golden Tate missed week 1. He's getting older. He's not an explosive player. He's a yards after catch guy. So if I were the Giants, if I were Dave Gettleman, I'm looking at Adam Thielen. And that's not something I thought of. It's something someone on Twitter thought of and mentioned it to me, so I give them credit. Adam Thielen, 30 years old, so he's not old, but he's proven himself. He has a very team-friendly contract after 2021, basically no dead cap. Productive player, big play player, but he can also handle a bunch of targets too. He's not just, a home run hitter who catches 2 passes a game. He can handle a bunch of targets. And I think that really helps Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton has shown some kind of wide receiver 1 potential, but at the same time, if he's your wide receiver 2 and there's more attention on Adam Thielen, Darius Slayton's going to play better. And at least you're putting Daniel Jones in a good situation where at that point, if he fails, then that's on him. But at least the Giants gave him weapons and playmakers. So thanks again, Vincent Rapisardi, Big Blue, Unbiased.com.